Today I wanted to share a few tips on how you can manage Quora's notifications and be able to get back your life if you write a lot of answers and you receive a lot of notifications. As you can see on my screen, I have 634 notifications. If I went through them one by one, even at 1 second at a time, it would take a long time. And quite frankly, a lot of them are just not relevant. So I rely on two extensions to make it easier for me to manage this. The first is, of course, Quora Extender, about which many power users already know, but it can be difficult to find, so I'm going to make it easier for you to find it. And the second is called Autoscroll, and the reason why I use Autoscroll is because Quora does not let me load all of my notifications all at the same time, which makes it quite messy. So we will load all of the 635 notifications because this is what it looks like right now. Someone asked me, ask a question, someone wrote a post. And going through all of this, I have to press spacebar all the time. It's tedious. So we're going to use Autoscroll. 1, 2, 3. Now that's a much better speed. And Autoscroll will happily scroll through all of my notifications until it finally reaches to the point where there are no more blue notifications. I will pause this for a second. So we got to a point where we're down to the last few notifications. And of course, we're encountering some bugs, but that's quite fine. As you can see, I haven't really cleared my notifications since Tuesday, but I often get in excess of 100 per day. So this is what my notification feeds looks like. This is what it can look like. After you press the compress button, you see that all of the notifications now get stacked. So what do I care about? I care about replies. So here I can look at what this anonymous has to say. And what I do is I hold down the control key and then I click, and that opens this entry in a new tab without making me lose my place on the notification screen. So we're done with that. We can look at my comments. I've already read all of them, which is why there are no badges next to them. But otherwise, that's where all of them are. We can look at some things that I've suggested and so forth. But most importantly, as you can see, I have 499 A2A. And probably by the time I'm done with this video, it's going to be a nice even 500. And the last thing I want to do is go through them one by one. So what I'm going to do through instead is I'm going to check who my followers are. That's great. We have 4 people I want to look through and see if I decide to follow them. I have 31 upvotes. Thank you very much. And looks like a few people decided to thank me. All of this normally would require clicking through a notification one by one, which doesn't quite work. So answers, the notifications about answers are those answers about to the questions that I followed. So obviously I want to know about them. So what I just did is I teared off the tab and I spawned it off as a separate window. Now I'm going to do is I'm just going to open those 70 answers very, very quickly. I'm just going to right click, hold down the control key and click with the left mouse button. As you can see, it's now opening all of my windows. I've opened the 70 answers. Here all of them are in each of these tabs. And yes, I'm a curious one, so I'm actually going to read most of them. But of course, then there's still the matter of A2As. So how do we deal with them? I have 499 A2As last I checked. So I'm going to tear off that tab again. I'm going to collapse my answers and go into A2A, which is 499 people. And this is where I have a tip for you. When you add in a question, is of course nice to add additional details into the question details, but what you need to do is you also want to make your question long so that I don't have to look through question details to figure out if I want to answer your question. As you can see, I have 499 requests, and I'm just going to read them like Twitter. Do I care about this? Yeah, actually I do. I might be able to help that. Maybe. I can ignore that. This is interesting. Don't care. This could be cute, just for fun. And again, what I'm doing is I'm holding down the control key and I'm just clicking open on the questions that kind of pique my interest and questions that I can possibly answer. This is interesting. Some relatively interesting questions today. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm just clicking through maybe 1 or 2 out of 10. And that's how I deal with the overload of A2A notifications. Finally, let's just quickly look through my followers. Which of these people I actually want to follow? Again, I'm just going to tear off this tab. And I'm just going to control click, control click, control click. I think there's one more person that I want to look at. Fan. Yeah. And now what I can do is I can go back and just quickly look through what this person has to say. What's he following? Yeah, I don't know. Nothing interesting. Let's see, Alec wrote 18 answers. Let's take a look what those are. He might have an interesting perspective on Pakistan. I'm going to follow him. Plus, he wrote me a question earlier. Wrote one answer. Follows 12,000 people. Ouch. Well, probably not worth following. This guy is interesting, but not asking the right questions. So that's how you can deal with 630-something notifications in a matter of maybe an hour, maybe a little bit more than that. And finally, once you're done with all of this, just click the Clear New Notifications button. I have not clicked it because my system is being unstable, so I haven't been able to clear away all my notifications correctly. But I will once I'm done, and that's pretty much it. That's how I can keep up with all of this huge volume. Hope you enjoyed this. Thank you.